Hello, my dear children. Today, let's learn about Chinese civilization. Around 1800 BCE, a civilization started in China. When we look at the position of China in the world map, we can observe and find China in the Asian continent. When we look at the map of India, we can find China in the eastern part of India. We say Mongolian tribes are the ancestors of Chinese people. The people of China are yellow complexioned, means they look yellowish, so they are called yellow people sometimes. So here the most important rivers Yangtze, Sikiang and Wangwo are the very famous rivers of China. And so these rivers are called as cradles of Chinese civilization. So Wangwo River is also called as a yellow river. And this Wangwo River is also known as Sorrow of China. Can you tell me, children, why it is called as Sorrow of China? Because very often there will be heavy floods, and these floods take away the life of many people. So, this Wangwu River, we say it is a sorrow of China. Initially, Chinese people ruled from the villages. Gradually, they started foreign trade by growing paddy and silk. Now, let's know about the political history of China. The following are the dynasties ruled in China. The first one is Shang Dynasty, and the second one is Zhao, then the Qin, Han, and the Sung Dynasty. Sung Dynasty is the last dynasty which came to an end when the Mongolians conquered Peking, that is, present nowadays we call today's Beijing, the capital of China. Yes, dear children, Shang Dynasty was the first dynasty ruled in China, and it ruled for about 600 years, means 6 centuries, from 18th century to 12th century BC. Nearly for about, I said, 6 centuries, 600 years, the Shang Dynasty ruled in China. And during this dynasty, the Chinese people prospered or wealth grew due to agriculture. They depended on agriculture and gave importance to agriculture. And so we can say they improved, this dynasty improved when the people started to do agriculture. And they also mastered the craft of producing bronze and porcelain dishes. Bronze, which is mixed with copper and tin, and the porcelain dishes means now we can say teacups or saucers they produce in China. Now let's learn about another dynasty, the second dynasty, that is Zhao dynasty. This Zhao dynasty ruled for a longer period. Wu Wang was the famous king of this Zhao dynasty. The well known philosophers of this Zhao dynasty were Confucius and Lao Tse. They lived during this Zhao dynasty in China. After this Zhao dynasty, Qin dynasty came to rule. The name China is derived from this Qin dynasty. Qi Huang Ti was the famous king of this Qin dynasty. He unified and united China and brought China under a uniform law. He was called as the first emperor of China. Who was called as the first emperor of China? Qi Huang Ti was called as the first emperor of China. He built one of the seven wonders of the world. that is Great Wall of China, which was 1500 miles long, and he built this wall to protect China from the onslaught of enemies. After this Qin dynasty, Han dynasty ruled in China. Han dynasty period was known as the golden age in China because of all-round development of China and its people. Wuti was a famous ruler of Han dynasty who established a vast empire. Foreign trade grew and got importance during this Wuti, who was the greatest ruler of this Han dynasty. There was a great demand for silk in Rome during this Wuti's period. As a result, a trade route between China and Rome started and became famous as the Silk Route. Trade route between China and Rome started, and that trade route was called as Silk Route. And the Buddhists entered China during this Han dynasty. The people of China were attracted by the Buddhist. The people of China followed Buddhism. The next point is art and literature also received great patronage during this Han dynasty. There was several means tremendous progress in China during this Han dynasty. So this Han dynasty or this period was known as golden age in the history of China. Now let's learn about the last dynasty of China, that is Shang Dynasty. During this Shang Dynasty, wood printing press and production of porcelain dishes started. Already I said Shang Dynasty was ended by the Mongolians and they ruled from Beijing, the capital of China. Now let's learn about the contributions of Chinese civilization. During this Chinese civilization, there was a tremendous change in the progress of the country, and China introduced tea and silk to the world. Who introduced tea and silk to the world? China, the Chinese people introduced tea and silk to the world. And the next point is they invented paper made of bamboo, explosives, printing brush, porcelain, mariner's compass. What do you mean by mariner's compass? Mariner compass is used to show the direction to the sailors. And the next point is they used pictographical script. That means they used to write their wordings as a picture. So we can say their writing was in the form of pictures. The people of China used to write on bamboo slips. They wrote vertically from top to bottom. And already I said Lao Tse and Confucius are the two famous philosophers. And Lao Tse taught simple living, sacrifice, and harmonious life, means that is eco-friendly or peaceful relationship with the nature. And Confucius re-established the moral and social values which were lost in the people of China and gave importance to lead a healthy life. Children, I hope you understood the content of the lesson, that is Chinese civilization. Now we'll practice the exercise question answers. Fill in the blank. First one, the trade route between China and Rome was known as the Silk Route. And the second one is Chinese wrote in pictographical script. Pictographical script. And the question number one. On which riverbank did Chinese civilization evolve? The Chinese civilization evolved on the banks of the river Wangwu. And the second question is, name the dynasties that ruled China. First one is Shang Dynasty, Zhou Dynasty, Qin Dynasty, Han Dynasty, and the last one is Sung Dynasty. And the next question is, who built the Great Wall of China? Why? Qi Huang Ti built the Great Wall of China. It was built to protect China from onslaught of enemies. Fourth question is, write a short note on the king Wuti. Wuti was the famous king of Han dynasty and who established a vast empire. Foreign trade gained importance under his rule, and there was a great demand for silk in Rome during his time. As a result, a trade route between China and Rome established. So many developments took place during Wuti King's time, and this period is known as Golden Age in the history of China. Question number 5. List the contributions of Chinese to the ancient world. Answer is, they introduce tea and silk to the world. And the next point is, they used pictographical script. And the third point is, Lao Tse and Confucius enriched the field of philosophy. And the last question, sixth one, name the philosophers of China. Lao Tse and Confucius are the philosophers of China. Thank you, children, for listening. Meet you again to learn Greek civilization. Till then, take care. Goodbye.